It's a kind of an odd angle. I haven't been on YouTube in quite a while. Guess I took a vacation. I took a vacation from the market for the whole month of August, and also took a vacation from YouTube, I suppose, for months. Anyway, my name is Leela. In case you haven't been here before, I'm from Northwest Florida. I make things out of nothing or found things, and today I am working on something that my husband and I have found. They're sea urchins. My husband and I, a few years back, had gone for a walk on this little place called Beachy Beach. That's our name for it. That's not the actual name. But it's a small beach in our neighborhood. And it was winter, and we had had a freeze. And all these sea urchins were on the bank and seaweed. So, oh my gosh, we picked them up, brought them home, put them in a bucket, and it took a long time to clean. I had to bleach them, and ugh, it had a stench. It was really bad. But I had packed them away and put them, the ones that made it, into a bucket of newspaper. And I just recently discovered them after all these years. It's probably been about 6 years or so. I know it was before COVID, but how long ago was that? About 5 years ago? Wow, time is really flying. Seems like that's just happened. But anyways, I painted them white, and I just simply used a crafter's paint. This I bought from Hobby Lobby. I guess it was $3.99. I'm not quite sure how much it was. Yes, $3.99, that's what it said. You know, they always have sales there. To bring it down to a normal price, it's kind of a cheap thing, inexpensive. So I painted it twice, and then I found some more things in my she shed, and I had used this napkin on something because I had separated them, and I sometimes use what I have taken for other things, projects, or just use them. But I thought that was a pretty design, and I used Mod Podge I got for $6.99. This is $20.25, and this little yogurt glass my mother had given me. I add a little bit of water to it, just a touch, and I tear each little piece. Let me see the little pieces here that I've torn. And then I gently Mod Podged it on here. My intention is to make a little jellyfish. So anyways, that is what I've been up to today and yesterday, making these. I've got that one sort of drawing on a pencil here. So, and here's another one. I've also been making these clay balls, deco balls, and have pretty much done the same for those to put in like a deco clay bowl. And what I do with that is I take some tin foil and then I blend up some recycled paper and mold it around. I'll show you that another time. But that's what I've been doing. I also I have done some oyster shells. I've got a whole ton of oyster shells. Living in Florida, we grew up with I grew up with the family oystering and had oyster bars. I've had a course in shucking oysters, but here's one that I had done using the gold gilding. And here's a smaller one. I like doing the cobalt blue napkins. This one I kind of use for some jewelry. But I'm doing this for quite a while. Used to have it in a shop. The shop is recently closed. I thought about putting them back in there, but there were some others that were doing almost the same. We all have our different styles. But that's what I've been working on at home. And then this is something I've been doing as far as kind of twisted this to go in here. I'm going to put some beads and some more things through here is my idea to hang them. They're very fragile though, but that's what I've been working on. So how's your summer going? Mine, I had gone to the market over the summer on Saturdays and just been keeping busy organizing my little art studio slash craft room, office, whatever you want to call it. It had been quite cluttered up there, and it's happened before, and I pretty much shut down when that happens. I just cannot function in a place like that. So it's been a while. If you've been here before, you know I like to show off my chickens and my roosters and stuff and such, and my backyard wonders, but even that has gotten kind of cluttered and crazy. I had a blow-up waiting pool out there, and then I was given another pool, and I have a small yard and I just have been overcome with swimming pools. My grandson swam in it one time for a whole bunch of water. Anyways, I'm in the process of trying to take it down. My daughter put it up, and she's been too busy to help me, plus she's injured. She was moving some furniture, and her thumb was overextended, so she's trying to recover from that. And my grandson, who hangs out with me quite often, he is in school now. He's in preschool, so that time went by fast, from infancy to toddler to now preschooler. And he seems to really enjoy that. He's a very active fella. So, figure out where I want that. Sometimes I tear them a little bit too much. It's a very pretty design. It has like a little cherub or something in it. And angels. So I went to go see my daughter and grandchildren in Alabama over this summer. We had a cousin's vacation with the grandmas. So my grandson calls me Yaya. Actually, it's something he came up with on his own. I don't know why, but it blows my mind sometimes. Seems like he's been here before. I don't know. He just came with some sort of knowledge I don't know about. Anyways, I'm Yaya, my husband's Papa, although the other kids calls us Grandma and Grandpa. He has his own name for us, but he started preschool. And he's going to be hanging out with me over the weekend. Later on, I'm going to take him to school on Monday. I'm excited about that. I think he is too. He likes hanging out with me. So that's about how I do that. So our AC is not quite working. We have two of them, one upstairs and one downstairs. So I've turned the one downstairs off in this August. And why I've got a high electric bill, I have no idea, since we've not been running the one downstairs. Should be at least half of it, but anyways, I've got this little cube thing that my husband had bought me for my she shed. It's just a tool shed, a metal tool shed that gets super hot. I had a heat stroke a couple years ago, so being out there, I'm not gonna do that again. So I avoid the heat. Oops, I don't think I like that. I'm gonna flip it around here. Maybe I can straighten it out. I don't know. So I started another junk journal. It'd been a long time since I had, and this is going to be another fairy one. I got a couple of little fairies that I'm going to make. And then I think I'm going to alter my shed into like a Christmas sort of workshop and just do Christmas things. I'm overwhelmed with Christmas deco in my closet, deco closet. So, not really a fan of all the decorations. As a grandma, I wanted to simplify and go smaller tree, but my husband, he went bigger. So I didn't really have room for the tree and the deco closet and all the other stuff that we've got. It just keeps growing. I have donated some of the things, but he goes and he buys more. So what am I gonna do? It's a battle, an endless battle. I just don't do well with a lot of stuff. I want less, not more. To me, less is more. one of my daughters is a reseller, so I call her the finder of things. And she finds things and she'll bring me home things. They're pretty things. She knows I like Victorian. In fact, I live in it's a modern day Victorian style conch house. Is what it's called. No big deal. So I'm always getting things like that. I felt sorry for all these sea urchins that I found on the banks, but I found something useful. I call them little castaways. Where are you from? Do you have beaches nearby, and do you go combing the beach? I guess that's what they call it. I kind of did a little spiral. That's what that's starting to look like. I want to make it kind of sparkly. I think I have something up there, sort of make it look like white sand or something, because here on our beaches we have white sandy beaches. Looks like sugar, white sugar. They also call it snowy white beaches. It's starting to be more family oriented. It had something happen where it lost its family charm, and it just went to the college kids, so it kind of ran off the families here. But there's been some restrictions put on our beaches to where now families can come and enjoy themselves and it not be crazy chaos. Of course, school's starting back, so we don't have anything like that. Of course, it's super hot out. It's August. Get a lot of thunderstorms during this time of year. I remember a lot of thunderstorms when I was a kid growing up. We had a TV on the countertop in the kitchen, and there was a thunderstorm coming, and my dad had come up the hill and had told my mom that she needed to turn off the television before it gets struck, and she said no, it wasn't that close yet. And then all of a sudden, boom, lightning hit the antenna outside, and our TV blew and caught on fire. Boy, that was scary. Then another time I was visiting my grandparents with my family. I used to always go over there on Sundays, and aunts and uncles and cousins and everybody, and it was an afternoon thunderstorm, and they had a pine tree outside, and all of a sudden it got struck. Boom. And then a fireball came through the bottom of the window, which was not open. The window was kind of up a little bit, and so it rolled down the wall, went between my uncle and myself, and it rolled across the carpet, not even leaving any signs of it didn't burn anything, surprisingly. And then it went up the wall and out the other bottom side of the window, with the window being closed. And the tree outside, of course, had to be cut down. It had gotten struck. It killed the tree. My uncle looked over at me and smiled and said, nodded his head towards me and said, did you see that? And I smiled and said, yes, I did. I think I was probably, oh my goodness, 12, 11, 12, when that happened. So yeah, I don't like messing around with lightning. And we've been getting a lot of it lately. Nothing new. It's just that time of year. And I can tell that not too long we'll have fall. In the morning time, some days it feels a little bit cooler. So we'll see. I don't know about this angle. You can even see it. So that's kind of like what it looks like. I'll go around the whole thing and finish it up and put some charms on it later on. But just wanted to show you what I've been up to lately. Been up to a few other things since December, really. I started working at a museum. I think I've mentioned it before. And I've become a printer. I was an apprentice, but now I'm a printer, but I'm still learning, so I'm still under apprenticeship, I would say, on a 1915 Chandler and Price printer. It's pretty cool. So it's letterpress, and I am having a blast. Also, had one of my journals in a exhibit at the library from the book club that I've joined out of the museum, and it has been returned back to me. This is it, the outside of it anyway. So maybe I've already shown you this before, I believe. I don't know. I'll show it to you again later on, I suppose. Also, I've been doing a lot of Coptic book binding. Here's a little one. I taught myself how to do that. And I've been making handmade paper. So I have been doing a lot of creating, just not on camera. Not lately. Don't know why. But, there we go. Perhaps I will finish these and show you tomorrow. But in the meantime, you guys have a great day. I'll see you again.